may the odds be ever in your favor.
Hello YouTube. So I thought that I would take this time just to have a little chat about how we all did and what went on in the universe. So a big thank you to all of you that participated and that is watching this huge AI only time lapse. It's definitely been an interesting one to say the least. But before we take a look around, I do want to apologise for anyone's empire being knocked out almost immediately, but that is the nature of the game, guys. If we was to restart, then anyone that got knocked out immediately could end up winning it the next time. That's just the way it goes. So two of mine and Philip's house empires did somewhat okay, that being the remnant of the Cornish rats and the Calvin, both of which were situated here, which was the Calvin, they were around here somewhere, and the Cornish rats were up here. Now, I do expect that a few of your empires were knocked out by these, but as time went on, you all banded together and dealt with us. So let's zoom in a little bit here and take a look and then just go from there, really. Okay, so the Kadeshi Imperium. All right, so that's who we're looking at first. That's who I am actually at the moment. I'm not going to switch to other empires. I just wanted to come out of observe mode and take a little look around. But as you can see, they did extremely well. Now, I haven't obviously shown off the winners. You guys don't even know who the winners are just yet. We will get around to that in a minute. But, you know, let's talk about the Kadeshi. I think they did really well. I mean, they were quite the silent horse, really. They were up here somewhere, I think, to start with. And, you know, they were quite quiet. They didn't really bother anyone by the look of it. If you go through the time lapse, you won't really see them dominating and conquering and then losing it somewhat. They just had their own section up here until quite far on into the time lapse, actually. I mean, we're 1,000 years. As you can see, we are 3,204 years here. So we are 1,004 years in. And yeah, by the way, it took like 82 hours of footage to get here. But that is due to all of the fallen empires and all the rest of the cool stuff we had and the huge galaxy, you know, 1,000 stars, I believe. But yes, the Kadeshi did rather well. Have a look at that. I mean, they took on the Roman Empire, I believe. Well, the Civil War. It looks like the Roman Empire here did have a civil war. And looks like the Romans Interstellar Assembly here did get the better of them. And they really took over. We can't see much of them now. Because again, I think that the universe, most of it, banded together and took them on. With the Kadeshi leading the line a little here. Bordering them, I suppose they did the most claiming. Now, Species 8472, this is a cool little empire here from Star Trek, and it did all right. It hung in there. At some points, I thought they were going to take off. They were taking a lot of the Roman territories, but the Romans fought back, and they're still in the game. I congratulate each and every one of you for still being in the game at this point before we show off the rankings. Now look at the order of the Hydra here. Now they were located down here and they had not much more than this little bit here, a little bit here and a little bit here, and they did fantastic to come back at the end there. They've managed to grab a bit of territory here and here. I mean, we can have a look at some of them here to see if they've evolved into something else, which they haven't, but they did extremely well to be able to get themselves into different positions of the universe. I mean, due to obviously wormholes and things like that. That's probably why. Now, some of them I can't remember. Have turned into different things. The Betrayed, I have seen them around. I mean, they're up here, but I've seen them in different locations as well. Maybe not. But again, they made it to the end. The Drex Empire here did all right, I think. I've seen them knocking about other than up here. There are little bits of them, I believe. Maybe not, maybe that is other ones, but they did okay. I'm gonna click on a few of them, not all of them, but maybe they have evolved. They've taken on different ascensions. As you can see, some of them are mechanical. I can't remember if that's what you started with, but that's what you've ended up like, 1,000 years of evolution there. Let's have a quick look at the Kadeshi. Did we look at the Kadeshi? Yeah, it looks like you guys as well. Have you evolved? You probably have. Taken on different forms. Let's carry on. The Rigelian Empire. Now, they hung in there quite nicely, actually. Now, as you can see, they're not huge, but they did do rather well. They did have quite a lot of space over here before. It looks like the Order of the Hydra took them on. But let's have a look at those guys just to see what they look like if we do have the ability to do that. There we go. I think that's what you look like to start with, right? So there we are. What else can we look at here? The Rigelians are over here as well, as you can see. So they didn't do too bad, really. They're quite big. I'm quite impressed with them. A very good empire indeed. The Gamvius over here, the collective. Some of you guys were in my other one, my playthrough with the Arachnids. Some of these custom empires are within that playthrough. We are currently playing that playthrough. So that's pretty cool. Now the Deep Space Demons. Now, I thought they did absolutely fantastic. They have been hit a little bit now, but they were huge, okay? And it looks to me like they take on quite a few vassals. So, I mean, as you can see here, Overlord to quite a few different ones, the Gamvius ones, the Blorg there. Even us, look, the ones that survived as a different empire, of course. And these guys here. So, yeah, they do all right. They didn't do too bad. They have obviously evolved themselves into AI as well, into mechanical, robotic forms. But yeah, pretty good. Some of them have evolved, like the empires, into something completely different, like the Great Human Imperium here. I don't know if that was a race, was it? If it was, it might have been. It might have been. But they're still in it anyway, and that is their area right there. Moving on, the Alvalon here. Now, these guys were so close to being wiped out by the remnants of the Cornish Ratbeards. And yeah, it was very close, but they hung in there. I think the Deep Space Demons came to their aid, actually. Maybe the Zuki, this Republic here, maybe they came to their aid as well. I'm not sure, but we'll talk about these guys in just a moment. But yeah, let's have a look. What did you turn yourselves into? It looks like you're still the same. Kind of look like gods, really, don't you? But yeah, they look really good. And they hung in there. Okay, so obviously don't ignore this because a lot of people are pathetic to the... who is it over here? The Kadeshi. But yeah, you did really, really well. You're probably a subject of somebody, but to hang in there and still make it to the end, I just think is good. We're going to show you the rankings in just a moment, but I thought you might enjoy this. If you're not, then just literally skip to the end. Right, so the Zuki Republic, Zukai, I think, one of our fellow collective members, which is our Discord, and this is his own version of this empire. So let's have a look. I think this is how it started and how it's ended. And again, one of the best empires in the game. Did extremely well, really did. It fought off the remnants of the rats. It just held its own and then some. It really did expand quite nicely, I think. And I hope that you guys liked the music as well. Now, if you did, then do please check out Douglas Holmes. And he has generously let me use all of his music. And I'm going to put a link up here and in the description for you guys to check him out. And he's got loads more music. I really, really enjoyed it. And if you want to hear more, then please do check him out. Big thumbs up and a big shout out for Douglas. Thank you very much, my man. As for the rest of you, again, thank you. And if you want to get involved with more of these, if you want to have your own empire, then please do join my Discord, which is in the description below, or just put a comment down on this video here. We will be doing more of these, and I want more contestants. I do little prizes as well for like the first, second, third places and things like that. If that does take your fancy, then please do get in contact with me. So without further ado, your rankings.